that Hindus wanted to burn both Ramcharitmanas and Hanuman Chalisa and failed to do that because Tulsidas ji had the vision of Hanumanji not just once, many times. Now you may say Tulsidas ji had this vision. How come, ordinary people like us, can we have that vision? Is it possible? Is it possible logically? Then Vedanta says, yes, it is possible logically. You can have that vision too. And that has been validated not just by one or two saintly people, from many hundreds of saints all over India and also in Japan. If you read a book, the book is written by Dr. Jim Austin from University of Colorado, a School of Pharmacology. He wrote a book, the book name is Zen and the Brain. If you read Zen and the Brain, then you will see that whatever we say that only in India is not only in India. In Japan, they also found exactly the same truth, identically same, that when you do meditation, you can transcend nature and you can go to a very different reality, a reality of light, where everything is light. And then everything gets lost. You do not have your own identity. You lose your identity. Now, going back to Georgiana, when Georgiana was suffering and did not find any solution, and all the yoga that I taught her, that you do this, you do this, you do this, it will work, and they are not working. And sometimes, I don't want to fail. Nobody wants to fail. Then when you are failing, and I'm failing really, because I'm asking her to do something and she is doing and it doesn't work. Then what is your alternative? Then you have to think of, is there any alternative? Is there something that I can teach her or ask her at least to do? Ask her. That may work. And I asked her personally that I cannot prove, you are a Christian, I don't want to change your religion, but you tried everything, nothing is working. You may find out a picture of Hanumanji. When I showed her a picture that I have, I said, this picture may not work for you. You find on your own. She found this picture. How she found, I tried at that time on the internet. I could not find it, honestly. She found it. She found it, and I told her that you communicate with Hanumanji directly. This is the mantra. You can say Jai Shree Ram, or this is the mantra that you use. And she came, and I initiated her. I gave her the mantra. And she used, and it worked. Now, when it worked for me, then I may be just one of the few, you may say, who could make it work. But when it worked for people who know nothing about Hanumanji, to whom Hanumanji looks like just a monkey, and it worked. We have some, we have some feelings, we all carry some weakness, that if something happens and I do this and that technique works, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or a Hindu doesn't make any difference. You say it worked for me, it worked. It did work. And I applied that many times. And here is my son sitting right here. And his little boy is sitting right there. And this is the mother. And when he was a little kid, he went through a particular surgery. And we all were worried. And I told Charlie, I will be in the hospital. And I'll do my prayer, my own way. And it must work. And it must work. And it did. And here is the mother. When this kid came out of the hospital, I asked Charlie, he is not going to your home because they live in Champaign, we live in Charleston. I said, I'll take him to our temple. Because I know the prayer, the way I do this prayer, it must continue. It must keep on going. And ask them what happened in the evening. The doctor said he will get fever and so on and so forth. Ask her. And I tried it on many people, not just one or two. Many, many people. And faced many difficulties in my life. And used this principle. And here, you see, you are all Indians. And you know, when Indians marry a foreigner, the family, Indian Hindu family, we don't accept even our own caste. Think of the foreigner. How much problem we had to go through. But I prayed to Hanumanji. You understand? Under all these problems are my problems. Not Charlie's problem. Not Phyllis's problem. Not my daughter's problem. My problem. And these, to us, you all know, these problems are serious. You all know. They don't understand and they don't have to know. So I used it many, many times, not just once. And it worked. And therefore I'm asking you, you do this and it will work. And here is the picture. And Georgiana found that picture for me. Now, there are some mantras here, and there are 108. I wanted to follow the Hindu guidelines. I better write 108 mantras. And I wrote 108 mantras. And we all will recite. I'll say that and you say with me. Clear? And they're very easy. And I'll make you understand. Yes. I'll put it on this slide. You repeat with me. I will first say that, then you repeat. Om Pranamami Janaki Vallavam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Lakshmipati Banditam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Prajapati Pujitam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Umapati Upashitam Shree Ramachandram. You all understand that, but I'll explain that to Charlie. Lakshmi Pati is the husband of Mahalakshmi. He loves Mahalakshmi. Lakshmi Pati is husband of Mahalakshmi. He is Lord Vishnu. Sri Ramji was worshipped by Lord Vishnu. Prajapati Pujitam. Prajapati is Lord Brahma, the creator. Prajapati worships Sri Ramji. Umapati Upashitam. Umapati, Uma is the name of Parvati, Ma Durga. Umapati is Durga's husband, Lord Mahadevan, and he worships Sri Ramachandra. Then repeat with me. Om Pranamami Sri Hanumat Sevitam Sri Ramachandram Om Pranamami Sri Hanumat Pranapriyam
Sri Hanumat Pranapriyam
Shree Ramachandram
Sri Ramachandram
Om Pranamami
Pranamami
Sri Hanumat Hridayadhishtam
Sri Hanumat Virajishtam
Sri Ramachandram
Sri Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Sri Hanumat Atmanarajan
Sri Hanumat Atmanarajan
Sri Ramachandram.
Sri Ramachandram.
The meaning is Sri Hanumat means Hanumanji. Hanumanji is the Shebak. He serves Sri Ramchandra. Hanumanji keeps Ramchandra dearer to him than his own heart. Hanumanji, in his heart, only one person sits there, and he is Sri Ramachandra. If you consider, if you look into Hanumanji's Atman, the soul is occupied by only one person, and he is Sri Ramachandra. But today I will explain, I forgot to tell you, you were there yesterday, what is the meaning of Hanuman? We always think Hanuman means a monkey. When Hanumanji appeared to Sri Ramji first, Sri Ramji asked him, "Who are you?" Hanumanji said, "I am Hanuman." What is the meaning of Hanuman? Most of the Indians, they have not the slightest idea, right? You think Hanuman is a monkey, right? True or false? That's what we think. Hanuman means a monkey. But the moment Sri Ramji realized, but Sri Ramji knew before even he arrived, because for him, he left Ajanta. I must see Hanuman. Without Hanuman, Sri Ramji cannot even walk. Who is this Hanuman? Hanu, that word came from the Sanskrit root word called Hanan, to kill. Man is the Sanskrit word which means I consciousness, arrogance, pride. One who destroys your arrogance, your I consciousness, your ego, that person's name is Hanuman. Who is then Hanuman? Who destroys your ego? We always think we are individual Atman, I am Suhrit K, you think I am Arun Padmanabhan, and so on. We all think about our individual existence, and we think we are very proud of it. We have achieved this, we have done this, we have done that. And that is the ego that destroys us. That is the root cause of our own destruction, because we become very proud. Now, when you do meditation, as you go through states, various states, first it is difficult to do meditation, but if you have a guru and guru, walks you through all the steps and makes you meditate, possible that you can meditate. Meditate means as you meditate information, mind is an information processor, information processing center. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, mind is working, changing one information into another information. If mind cannot do that, mind feels bored. You are bored. Meditation means as you go into meditation, this information processing slowly comes down. That means you do not want to accept new information. New information is not going to be accepted by your mind. That means you do not want to process new information. As this information slowly drops down, slowly, you are releasing information. You are releasing information. Finally, you get stuck with one information. But before you get stuck with that one information, which mind cannot change, and we say that must be the absolute. Why absolute? Because if mind cannot change, then there is no dualism. Nature is dual. If I think of my father, I think of my mother. If I think of my son, I think of my son's wife. I think of my grandchildren. This information automatically comes. You understand? But when you get stuck with one information and mind cannot change it, it is non-dual. Non-dual means that cannot exist in nature. Nature is dual. It must be transcendental. And that's why we say Brahman, the ultimate reality. But before you go to that state, you go to a state of light. You see lights coming. Lights coming means you are going back to your source. Then you lose your identity. When you see these lights, then you are still aware. And if I wake you up and I say, what's your name? You do not remember your name. These lights occupy. These lights called the Karan Sagar, the causal sea. From that light means millions and millions and millions of particles of light, they are all put together. In Sanskrit they are called abhyaktam. It cannot be expressed in language. But in the simple Hindu way of thinking, this is Lord Mahadeva. Why that Mahadeva? Because he is the holder of this entire potential energy. Unless that state of potential energy exists, life cannot come. Life is kinetic energy. It's always changing. Nature is kinetic energy. Nature is always moving. Therefore, that light has to exist. Now, if Hanumanji says, I destroy your I consciousness or ego, that means who destroys that? When you find that I'm one with that light, that I'm no different from anybody else. He also came from the same point. In fact, all these things, everything came from that same light. Now physics says this is quantum vacuum. It exists. That light is so powerful we cannot see it, but it exists everywhere. Life came from there. Now, if you see that I have no particular, identity of myself, I'm one with everybody. Where you go there? You go into that Karan Sagar before you reach Brahman. Then you lose your identity. You lose your. When you come back here, yes, I'm this person, you are this person, you identify. But when you go back there, you don't have any identity. And the same thing if you read other religious books like in the Bible, in St. John, the light came first. There was the light. You understand? And that light was changed. Why it was changed, we don't know. When that light, George Gamow said, somebody took all those particles of light and smashed them. And then there was a huge bang. That's called the Big Bang. And in Rig Veda, it's called Brahma Hiranya Garva. Hiranya means fire. Garva means Om, the Om of fire. There was a tremendous sound and wave of light, and words started. Those particles of light, they became solid. Stars, planets, and everything is still now being created. Destroyed and created. Nothing is going to be totally destroyed. Therefore, Hanuman, the moment Hanuman says that I am Hanuman, Sree Ram knew that Lord Vishnu cannot function, Hari cannot function without Hara. Lord Vishnu cannot function without Lord Mahadeva, Lord Shiva. You understand? Therefore, Hanumanji is Shiva. That is the meaning of Hanuman. And Hanuman carries all the time, if you see scientifically, consciousness. Otherwise, nothing can be done. And he is with you, he is with me, he is with everybody. So when you go into meditation, you see Hanumanji. If you think of a form, he may take a form. What form he will take is up to him. That's none that we can dictate. Now, say, Om Pranamami Ajithapatim Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Kaushalat Nandanam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Dasarata Tanayam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Raghukula Tilakam Sri Ramachandram. Now, you all understand that, but my son possibly does not know. Ajodhya is a city in the central part, in Uttar Pradesh. It is about, how can I describe that? If you know Calcutta, you know Delhi, if you go little bit east of Delhi and west of Calcutta and move on it like a slide, like if you take a horizontal line in the Indian map and take about close to 40 degrees, and then from Delhi you go here, from Calcutta you go there and you meet at Ajodhya. Ajodhya was the kingdom of Shree Ramji, and he was the king of Ajodhya. Shree Ramji's mother's name was Kaushalya, and Kaushalya Nandana means someone who is very dear to Kaushalya, Shree Ramji. And Dasarata Tanayan, Dasarat is the name of the father of Shree Ramji. Tanay means son, the son of Dasarat. Raghukula Tilakam, Raghu dynasty. Kula Tilakam means the Shrestha. The greatest of Raghukuls was Shree Ramji, and I worship him. Om Pranamami Parama Brahman Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Parama Gurum Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Paramatmanam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Paramapurusham Sri Ramachandram. Param Brahman means the ultimate reality, from which Karan Sagar came. How Karan Sagar came from consciousness, nobody knows. Nobody knows what is the definition of consciousness. Some great scientists like Penrod, Dr. Sears, and many others, they said this is a hard problem. Computer scientists are now working on what is called artificial consciousness. Like I was talking to a scientist, a friend of mine, and he was telling me not yesterday, 3 days ago, he was telling me, Suhrit, we are having this problem now that we are trying to set up drones, to deliver packages and so on. And it will be approved by FDA and so on, or FAA. But the problem is there are lots of birds, big birds, like Canada geese. They attack these drones. Therefore, what's the problem? What's the real situation? You know that election is coming very soon, and regardless who wins, possibly if Hillary wins, then the average salary, hourly salary from $7 or $8, it may go up to $15. And that $15 will affect everybody. People who are driving trucks affect. Now Amazon.com, one of my friends, Dick, he works there, he's a scientist there. Dick's problem is that the that we want cheaper, transportation cost. But if this goes up, transportation cost will go up because you have to pay more money. So the whole cost, whatever you will buy will cost more. You already saw one thing that in the past, if you buy something within $25, then you don't have to pay any shipping cost. But now the reality is you have to buy up to like $50 to have a shipping cost. You understand? Because they are worried that this is going to go up very soon. How we can come in, bring it down? They think if I can use drones, how drones will work? The drones may not work properly because of the birds. In planes, pilots are worried about birds. So they are thinking, before birds come, because birds can come all of a sudden very fast. You understand? If we can put some kind of artificial, these robotics are not working. Though they are working, that's thinking artificial consciousness will make them aware that something is going to attack or in the neighborhood there is something happening. You understand? And then they will adjust their flights accordingly. If that can be done, then again your price will. That means whatever Vedanta is saying about consciousness is going to affect our practical life. You understand? That's why people are trying to understand consciousness as thoroughly as possible. But in the Veda, it's called Abhang Manaso Gocharam. You cannot define it. But Dr. Zal, you met Dr. Zalesnikar. When he came, we had a conference on consciousness at our university. He's still working on that. But he said, we do not know how we can put things together. Because how we can make computers, conscious. People ask me, what is the research on that? I said, we are computerizing God. That is the simplest answer. Oh, you're crazy. Maybe you are crazy. But nobody can stop researcher. They will keep on thinking and finding out new ways. Because Charlie is teaching me now Python. It's a fantastic language, which I didn't know. And he said that is easy to learn. But still, I have to learn from him. You understand? But anyway, all these things are working, and Hindu scientists did it long time ago. Now, Parama Brahma means ultimate this reality who is controlling everything. You do not. But he is detached. Problem is, consciousness is detached. Like, see this light? I am reading this book. But I may count money under this light. The light is detached. But without that light, I cannot do anything. I cannot read. That is your consciousness. That is your Atman that exists, without which your body cannot function. You understand? But it is detached. In Katha Upanishad, it is written, consciousness, Brahman is detached. But because of Brahman, everything is vibrating. You are away from Brahman, vibration started. That's why the whole universe is vibrating. That is the most interesting part. Whole universe. See, this is written in Katha Upanishad, the whole universe is vibrating. And it was found only in 1941. The scientists from France found out that the whole universe is vibrating. You understand? But it's written long time ago. It's not just part of quantum mechanics. It is also part of Newtonian mechanics. And Parama Guru, that's the ultimate Guru, is Shree Ramji. Paramatmanam. We say, we individualize our Atman. This Atman is same as Paramatman. But Paramatman is when all these Atmans are put together. When you realize your own self-realization, then why in the Upanishad it says, then you treat everybody like your own brother. Like Christ said, love thy neighbor as thyself. Who can love his neighbor? Nobody will do it. I love myself most. before I love anybody else. Only Christ can say. Why? Because he's a realized soul. He said, whoever is in me, the same person is in you. So I must love you. And that's why in Kathopanishad again, it says, whenever you see someone, even a cow, do not try to hurt anybody. You treat a wise man and a cow with same respect. Do not hurt anybody. Then Parama Purusham. Parama Purusham means the ultimate Purush. Purush is non-functional. Prakriti is functional. Parama Purusha means the ultimate reality, ultimate Purusha, who is light. And going back to, I think it is in Shetashatara Upanishad, it is said, you will see the same thing written everywhere in Indian, in Indian religious books, same thing, same ideas. It is written, Srinnantu Vishye Amritasya Putra. O children of immortality, please listen to me. Now the first time that you see, we are not children of immortality, we are going to die. Now the very, very first sentence is incorrect. But then the sentence is saying that I will tell you why you are children of immortality. You understand? Why? Then the sentence is saying, Vedagometam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamaso Parastat Tvam Eva Viditva Amritam Eti Nanna Panta Vittate Yanaya. Then the saint is saying, I have seen that Purush who is Aditya Varnam. He looks like many suns put together. Tamaso Parastat. All your ignorance will vanish once you see him. You have nothing else to learn. Like when Uddalak saw Shetaketu came to Uddalak, Uddalak asked Shetaketu, Shetaketu, my son, Shetaketu said, I have learned the Vedas. And the son came to the father. The father said, son, did you learn that knowledge knowing which you know everything? Then the son said, my father, that knowledge cannot exist. You cannot know everything. It is impossible. Then the father said, just like if you know one nugget of gold, if you know that gold, then everything in the whole world made of gold, you know what the essential stuff is there. If you see one amount of clay, then everything which is made of clay, you know that it looks different, shapes are different, but the essential element is clay. If you see one nail cutter, you know that everything which is made of iron in the whole universe, you know the essential stuff. Similarly, there exists a knowledge, knowing which you know everything. And that knowledge is the knowledge of Brahman. And Uddalak was a saint. But you know, who taught him that knowledge? We always say, go to Guruji's, Babajis, who have got some special kind of clothes, or beards and so on. But Uddalak's guru was Ajatsatru. He was a king. Uddalak went to Ajatsatru to initiate Ajatsatru. Ajatsatru was the king of India. Then Ajatsatru said, yes, I will be your disciple. But please wait, after I do all my essential work like a king, then I'll listen to you. And Ajatsatru went to him. Then Ajatsatru said, you are going to be my Guruji. Can you tell me, can you explain the power in the sun and the power in me? We have exactly the same power, infinite power. Then Uddalak said, I heard about that, but I don't know. You understand? When Swami Vivekananda went to Thakur Shree Ram, said, can you prove that light exists? And Sri Ramakrishna said, not only I can prove, I can make you see. Just like the way I have seen. I can make you see. The path is straightforward. And that is written in the Bhagavad Gita, in Raj Yoga. The path is there. And therefore, this path, this Parama Purusha, when you see him, then he said, you have nothing to worry about. You can take this knowledge from a realized soul, from a person who has seen the Lord. Who has seen the Lord. Like yesterday I was telling him, he said, how one can see the Lord. The easiest example was given by Jesus Christ. You know, his disciple came and said, you have seen the Father. How can I see the Father? Christ said, I will show you how you can see the Father. Come with me. And Christ was a pretty strong person. And Christ took him into a river, you know, and to take a bath. And when he was taking bath, Christ put his head down inside and hold it. As he held his head for a few seconds, then he released. Then Christ asked him, when your head was inside the water, what you were thinking? He said, I didn't think. Did you think of your father, your mother, your goat? No. What you were thinking? I was thinking how to breathe, oxygen. Christ said, when you will think of God, my Father, like that way, you will see Him. You cannot think of other things. And it is impossible for us to do that unless we do meditation. Unless all the information, material information, must be released. Then you can go to that information. But so long the material information is with you, it is impossible to touch that state. You understand? That's the main reason. When I was such a little kid, and I stood against my mother because she was forcing me to accept the words of all the priests. And these words are sometimes absolutely meaningless, like mythological words. I don't believe in mythology. Because I know I have a son, he will ask me very strong questions. He asked me very, very strong questions. If you talk to Charlie, he will make your life miserable asking questions. And you better answer logically. And his children, this is my best friend Shibu and my best friend Somnath. Shibu will ask you a question, and like your son, so on. Do not try to confuse them. If you don't know, tell them, I don't know. I told Charlie, he asked me, Daddy, you don't know what happens when you take a glass of water and throw it outside the space shuttle or inside the space shuttle. What happens? Charlie was in the what? 4th grade? Yes. He was in the 4th grade. You know, I was working at NASA. He said, you are a scientist at NASA and you don't know the answer. I said, Charlie, I really don't know because I don't want to confuse him. Then he went with me, you know, he used to go to my office and he was such a little kid. He had his own badge also. Such a little kid, he can go to everybody's room. Because we had to take sometimes permission. But he went to Harvard Law, my boss. I said, Harv. And Harv loved him. And Charlie asked him, that, do you know the answer? And Harv said, well, Charlie, you know, I think your dad is right. When you throw it outside, it evaporates. But when you throw it inside, I really don't know. And Charlie was very upset. Then Charlie went to the top scientist, Bob Jones, staff scientist of NASA. And Bob was 72 years old. Charlie is a little kid. Here comes Charlie. Bob loved Charlie. Then Charlie asked Bob Jones. Bob explained, told Charlie, this is Roshi's principle. If you throw it inside, it will be a sphere. Charlie said, if I poke finger, it will be 2 spheres. Hanging. No gravity. Still, this little kid, see, I'm just giving you that these kids will give you trouble. Be sure to understand. Don't use mythology to them. Tell them if you don't know. Then still he was not convinced. You know, when, what's his name, Charlie? Sally? Yes. When Sally died. Sally Ride was an astronaut. She used to come to our office. When Sally loved Charlie. Charlie asked Sally, Sally, you are going with Challenger. Could you do this experiment and see what happens? Sally went with Challenger, went to space, came back and told Charlie, we threw coke, we threw water, everything became a sphere. Now, you are going to face, I am telling you young fathers, you are going to face this problem. And when you don't know, don't use mythology. Because Charlie will not accept mythology. Charlie gave me a hard time and I appreciate. Do you understand? Therefore, when you go to study Hinduism, study scientifically, know the logic of it, so that you can explain to your kids. Otherwise, you are going to suffer. Because they are not going to go to temples, are not going to accept the Gurujis with special kind of clothes or beards. The last question, give me the answer logically, not mythological. Did I make it very clear? Okay. Charlie, do you have to go now? Okay, good. Charlie, I appreciate that, Charlie. Say, Om Pranamami. I can give you a little water. Pranamami Purna Atmanam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Pranavatmanam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Pijushatmanam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Pragyatmanam Shree Ramachandram. Purnatmana means all the Atman put together. That is Purnatman. Sri Ramachandra represents that Atman. Pranab mantra is Om. And it is very interesting. This is the first sound. If you use Pranab mantra, Om, and if you say Ram, these two vibrations are exactly the same. Very powerful vibration for your body, for your mind. That's why Hindus think Pranab mantra came straight from the Lord when out of Hiranyagarbha, when the universe came into existence. Piyushatmanam. Piyushatmanam means when you go to that state, when you start doing meditation, and I mean ordinary person, and like I had that test on myself also. Then you take blood out of it. Then you see there is tremendous amount of enkephalins and endorphins in the blood. Endorphins same as morphine. That's why I'm supposed to have severe pain here because arthritic knee. I don't get pain. Like I'm supposed to get a pain on my tooth because the doctor said that the root is damaged. You understand? And they'll do root canal this month. But the doctors are surprised that I don't have any pain. I eat regular food and so on. This, I don't get any pain, doesn't mean that pain is not there. Because I drink, it's almost like morphine. I'm taking morphine and that's why I don't feel the pain. And the morphine is generated through meditation. And then there's another thing, as I said, enkephalins. Enkephalins, these are neurotransmitters. When your brain releases enkephalins, you feel very happy out for nothing, for no reason. You're very happy. You're extremely happy. You don't care whether you have friends or not. Nobody can give you any stress. You are stress-free. Worshipping Ram, you are taking this mantra, you go into meditation, and the meditation takes you to the state where in your body, in your blood, enkephalins are so high that you feel I'm happy, I'm drunk. That's why they say, I'm drunk in Ram now. That's why people say, when I take the name of Hari, I'm drunk. I don't need any other external drinks. I'm totally drunk. And that is scientific. And that's why these people, they do not want, who are really drunk in this way, they do not want to come to you. Why? Because they don't care whether they have got clothes or not. Because everything is possession. You have a clothes, then I have to remember this. They say, I will remember the name of the Lord. I don't want to remember about my possessions. You understand? Therefore, not only Christ said or Lord Buddha said, or Sri Ramakrishna said or Krishna said, this is the fact of life. The more possessions you have, the more pain you are going to get. Because you have to remember those. And from there, you get bombardment. The law of entropy. Piyushatmana means, Piyush means that sweet nectar. And that nectar is coming out of Ram Nam. You do the meditation with the mantra and you go to that state. And you don't need anything. And then Pragyatmanam. Yes, Charlie, you're leaving? Okay, Shivu, I know in Dwara. Charlie, at heart I offer these fruits. Take some fruit. Do you want to take a fruit? Shivu, you want to take a fruit? Say Jai Shree Ram, take some fruit. Jai Shree Ram, yes. Take a fruit. Okay. You want to take a fruit, Shivu? Say Jai Shree Ram. Oh, yes, okay, good. Jai Shree Ram. You know, when I sit here and I know I have to do a non-standard puja, the first thing you come, you offer everything to Sri Ram. Because you don't know who will leave, who will stay. You understand? Jai Sri Ram. Say Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Finish say Jai Sri Ram before you leave. Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Yeah. You know, I'm very proud of Phyllis. Whenever Phyllis calls me, say Jai Sri Ram. What do you need, Phyllis? Your phone? Okay, if I... Okay, now you say Om Pranamami Janaki Priyatamam Sri Ramachandram. Now I don't have to explain because Charlie has gone and you understand this, right? See how simple Sanskrit is? Say Om Pranamami Saumitra Shukhadam Sri Ramachandram. You know what Saumitra means? Sumitra is a wife of Dasharat, and Sumitra's son is Lakshman. Therefore Lakshman's name is Sumitra, now it means Saumitra. That's why his name is Saumitra. The Om Pranamami Bharata Pranamurtim Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Shatrugna Sampujitam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Vishwamitra Dikshitam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Vashishta Pujakam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Janaka Samadritam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Ahulla Uddharakam Sri Ramachandram. You understand this? You all understand this pretty well. But I must explain something about Ahulla. The story that you hear about Ahulla, I want you to forget. That's totally incorrect. The story that we all heard, I do not know who put that story in Ramayana. Valmiki wrote that Ramayana more than 7,000 years ago. 7,000 years ago. And Ramayana was written by many people. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee said that when you read many of these books, some books are original, but some books maybe people heard something, they write it down. They write down things following some mythological ideas, following the way that they think, ordinary people think. About Ahulya, Ahulya's husband was Gautam. Ahulya's son was Sanatan. And Ahulya was very pretty, extremely pretty looking lady. What happens is, we hear this story that Indra, look, this is mythology. Indra, fell in love with Ahulya because Ahulya is so beautiful. And you know the story. I don't have to explain to you. You all know the story. That is totally false. 100%. 100%. Take the story and throw it in the garbage. Be sure to know, Ram Nam is so powerful. If you take Ram Nam, no evil person with evil motives will be able to come to you, I challenge. And she says, how do you know, right? How do you challenge? Unfortunately, Charlie had to leave, otherwise Charlie... I think, no, Vishal did not meet Rasa. You didn't meet Rasa there. I initiated many kids. They're kids, little kids, from Vilnius, from Lithuania. Lithuania was a part of the Soviet Union long time ago. This is now an independent country by Baltic. If you see Switzerland, best is if you know, Sweden. Think of Sweden, think of next to Sweden is the Baltic Sea. And if you take Sweden and take a boat and directly cross using Baltic Sea, you come to Lithuania. You understand? That is in the geographic position of Lithuania. After the fall of the Soviet Union, Lithuanians worked very hard, fought against the Soviets. After the fall of Soviet Union, Lithuania became independent. But the remnants of Soviet soldiers did some bad things to Lithuanian girls and so on. And even many girls, and that's also true in India, they were worried, you understand? Rasha told me that in the evening she gets scared when she comes home because she finds some bad guys following her. Ibutya, she's a very handsome, pretty looking kid. She used to do work in the restaurant. And she also found something that she didn't like it, Somebody will touch her and hug her and so on, kiss her, something like that, and she didn't like it. And she wanted to stay away. And I said, whenever these things will happen, use your mantra and see how it works. And I gave this mantra also to other kids in India. And these girls used this mantra and found that this mantra creates a kind of a barrier, a fence, so that evil people were not able to come to them. And I challenged that, because I used it all my life. You understand? When I was a kid, because I was very pretty at that time, handsome looking, so everybody wanted to come. Problem in India, if you are handsome, then you are going to be a person who will be very much attractive. You understand? This could be dangerous, because the kids may not like that you are going to squeeze his chicks. Kids may not like it. You understand? I never liked it. Therefore, what I will do, I prayed to Hanumanji. And I really saved myself. You understand? I saved, honestly I tell you. And that's one of the other reasons that at the age of 13, I left my mother. I stood against my mother. I said, I cannot live in Calcutta. I must go and find out the truth of Hindu religion. And I went to Benares to do brahmacharya. So that I'll have power that I will not let anybody come to me. And she knows the power. Some women wanted to kiss me. And I wanted to hug me. I don't want to be hugged, I wanted to be kissed. I'm a brahmachari. And she told me when she gets worried, it is serious. Otherwise, I didn't care. When she said to me that this is happening, these girls will come to you. I said, okay, you will see what happens. I prayed to Hanumanji and put myself. Whenever I go to Europe usually, I put this cover all around me. But when I go to India, I do not do that. Because I want people to come to me. And I used it and she saw that. Those people could not come even within 10 feet from me. And they told her, and they told also her friends, that whenever we wanted to go to Dr. Dey, somebody pushed us. And one lady said, my heartbeat went up. It went up so high that I was scared I may die. Therefore, I didn't want to touch him. And now you think, I'm just an ordinary person like one of you. I'm ordinary. And Ahula, she was doing Ram Nam, got the Ram mantra, and doing for a long, long time. How Indra will dare to touch her? Forget about those stories, garbage. Indra was not able to. Then what is the true story? The true story is, and who told me? Shree Ramji himself. Trust me. Just like I can talk to him, you can talk to him. Every one of you can talk to him. You actually, why you cannot talk to him? I feel sorry to tell you this truth. You do not want to talk to him. Only you want to talk to him when you are in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm very sick. My son is sick. I'm losing money. I'm losing this. Oh, I'll go to God. That does not work. So far I'm concerned. It may work. If it works, fine. I'm glad it works. But I know the technique when it must work. I'm a mathematician. Do you understand? You pray to him when you are at the happiest mood. When you are in the happiest, you are gorgeously dressed, you are going to the party, or you are inside the party, nice food, nice drinks, nice company, everything is nice all around you. Nice music is going on. You understand? Everything is nice, but your mind is with him. Your mind is saying, Shree Ramji, I want none but you. I am yours. I do not belong to them. Then it will work. When you are in the best circumstances, you understand? You are playing cricket and you got the trophy. Arun and Santosh got the trophy. And Sid, Shree, he got a big trophy. At that point, 1,000,000 times your heart will say, Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram. Then it works. You understand? You did not get it. It's because of Ramji's wish, that's why you got it. Give all the credit to him, no credit to yourself. Then it works. When I found out certain formulas to cure cancer, And now I have a live result that it worked. I have an example, it worked. I never said I found. And now I said, Hanumanji, you know who found? You. I was stupid before, I'm stupid now. My stupidity is going to be very steady stupidity. But it's your wish. You made it happen. Give all the credit to Hanumanji. Do you understand? Then the name will work. Otherwise, you buy a new car and tell people, look, I bought this car, I bought this home, see how nice is my home? Then it is yours. And then you do something wrong. Well, what can I do? I did this bad thing because, God's wish, Ramji wanted me to do. That's why I did it. Then Ramji will say, when you build this house, then you say, I did it. And when something bad happens, then Ramji did it. That logic doesn't work. That logic. In fact, when you see Ramji, then when you make mistakes, you say, I'm stupid, I made the mistake. He cannot make mistakes. In his universe, there is no such thing like a mistake. Do you follow me? You understand? If you do that, you're going to see him. Like, if you go to a doctor, or if you go and you have heartbeats, you check heartbeats. God doctor will check heartbeats. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, good. But when I ask somebody, check my heartbeat, and I say, put it in your ear. What does it do? Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Even when I was in my mom's stomach. You understand? Then you see Ram. Everything is his. Your body is his body. Your eyes, Ramji's eyes. Nose belongs to him. These glasses belong to him. Hair belongs to him. How about this shirt? Belongs to him. Everything belongs to him. Nothing is yours. Then you can sleep peacefully. He will take care. When he takes care, everything is properly taken care of. You don't need anybody else. He is the ultimate protector of the universe. And I told you, when Charlie's little son had that surgery, Phyllis was in tears. And that's why I asked Charlie to come, to give you an example. Because I talk, he said, well, it happened in Vilnius, it happened in Calcutta. Give me an example, live example. Shivu. And the doctor said, oh, at night he will get fever. And Phyllis was crying. Say, Papa, fever. Do you think Phyllis initially accepted Jai Shree Ram? No. I don't think so. But when this happened, she knows there's a power that protected her little son. And Shibu was then what? About 1 year old? No, 2 years. 2 years old?
1.5.
1.5. A little kid. Very little. Serious surgery. You understand? So you have to understand, Hanumanji takes care. And you think, Indra will do something bad to a person who is doing Ram Nam? Impossible! The father of Indra cannot do anything. None can do anything. Then what happened is, after she was initiated in Ram Nam by her own husband, Gautam, she went into Samadhi. And when you go into Samadhi, your body becomes like a crystal, like a stone. Why Hindus worship the Himalayan mountain? We believe that hundreds and hundreds of great saints, they were there and they are samadhista, they are in trance. Therefore this very touch of the mountain is so pure. You understand? Because all these mountains represent the bodies of great sense. And therefore you respect that. You understand what I mean? Therefore, Allah was petrified. And when Allah was petrified, then what happens to Gautam? Gautam was wondering, I do not know how to bring him back to reality. But once you are petrified, there are two alternatives. Either if you come back to the world, then you become a teacher. You talk about him all the time. You do not want to talk about material things. You become a teacher. You tell people, I have seen the way, I'll show you the way. Come with me. Otherwise you are going to suffer. I told Charlie, I'll show you the way, Charlie. Yes, you are a scientist at attack, it is good. But at heart, do the mantra. You have a mantra. Keep on doing that mantra. Otherwise, you cannot be happy. You understand? This is the path to happiness. And I tell you, I talk about Rahul. Rahul was Buddhadev's son, only son. When Gopa was pregnant with Rahul, at that time Siddhartha, Lord Buddha, he left the kingdom. When Buddha came back and Gopa was seeing him, but the head was shaved, very little clothes, you understand, and a bowl and a stick. He looked like a beggar. And Gopa told Rahul. Rahul said, who is that beggar? But he looks like a sun. Light is coming out from his body. Then Gopa said, Rahul, he is your father. Why don't you go to your father and tell your father, Father, I'm your son. You give me Pitridham. The property which is yours will be mine now. I will own this property. You go. Therefore Rahul went to Lord Buddha. Buddha recognized, this is my son. Buddha hugged him. And Rahul said, Father, give me Pitridhan. Because I am the owner now. I'll own your property. Then Buddha hugged Rahul and said, Rahul, you see that palace? You see all those stones? I have destroyed them. There is no happiness there, Rahul. Don't go back there. There is no happiness. You are my son. I want you to be happy. There is no happiness there. There is no happiness in that gold, in those silvers, in having all these, dancing girls all around. No happiness. You will suffer. I don't want you to suffer. And he gave Rahul, his urni, the little clothes that he covered. He said, I'll give you Pabbajja. Pabbajja means sannyas. You come with me. I'll show you the path to happiness. Now we are ordinary people. We have to live in a family. We have to have a home. But go back to Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, you can do all these things, but stay detached. At heart you say, nothing belongs to you. The more you'll be detached, the more you'll be happy. You follow me? Do you understand what I mean? And if you read the, Yoga Vasishta Ramayana, a person who translated that just for us is, I think, Dr. Venkat Raman. He wrote it and it is available from New York Publishing, New York University Publishing. Get a copy. Ramji did exactly the same thing. In fact, Lord Buddha got inspiration from Shree Ramji, that get detached. Buddha never came back to his palace. But Ramji did come back to set up an example for all of us. There lies the difference between Buddhism and Hinduism. Hinduism says, you can do all this, you can have nice clothes, but don't get attached to that. Allah was not attached. Now, once you come back, either you come back to teach people, setting an example that I am the example. Like my Hanumanji told me, you will get married, you will have children, then ordinary people will come to you and say that you are one of them. If you become a sannyasi, then people will say, oh, a sannyasi can do this. Swami Vivekananda can do that. I cannot do that. He didn't have the headaches of raising children. Raising children is headache, right? True or false? You all know that. It's a pain in the neck. We all have family, but it's not easy. You're not going to have an easy time. Life is not that easy. You understand? But then, once I become one like you, then you see whatever headaches you have, I have. Problems that you have, I have. The difficulties in life that you face, I face. Then everything same. Nothing different. Because even doing this, if I say, Jai Shree Ram here, why can't you say that? I'm not different from you. Then you will learn. You understand? Therefore, you have to go to people. Now, Ahulya, when she was petrified, Sri Ramji decided that the time has come that she will merge with me. She will not go to heaven. There is no such thing like heaven. Ramji is heaven. And her husband, Gautam, was aware of it. Therefore, when Ramji came, when Sri Ramji touched him, touched the stone, Allah came back to life. Life means not in physical body. Life means in the body of that light, and merge with Sri Ramji. And another example I'll give you. Sri Ramakrishna's guru was Totapuri, a saint from Punjab, wandering monk. Ramakrishna was worshipping Ma Kali. Totapuri came to Dakshineshwar and saw Sri Ramakrishna and told himself, he's a great saint, but he's doing something wrong. These Bengalis always worship Kali. These Bengalis are no good for Upanishad. In Bengal it's almost impossible to do Upanishad. Only you have to go to Benares. Now, then he said, but I will teach him Vedanta. And Sri Ramakrishna didn't want to learn Vedanta. He said, I'll go to my mother, Kali. And Totapuri said, where you are going to go? To your mother? Who is your mother? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, she is my mother. Totapuri said, I am not going to go there. You go. Okay, you go to your mother. Sri Ramakrishna went to the temple and prayed to Ma Kali, and Ma Kali said, yes, you can learn Vedanta. But all the other gurus, Ramakrishna had many gurus, they said, never do Vedanta. If you do Vedanta, then you will forget to be devoted, because you will know that you are same as God. You are God. Self-realization. Then you will not be a devotee. Ramakrishna said, no, Mother said that I can learn Vedanta. I do not know Vedanta. And Totapuri started teaching him that the power in the sun and power in you, identically same. That you do meditation and step by step release all information about nature. This nature creates problem. And soon Sri Ramakrishna went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That means Nirvikalpa means there is no alternative. He was totally lost. First, he was not getting lost. And Totapuri was worried. Why he is not such a great student He's not going to that point. Then you know what Totapuri did? When Ramakrishna was in deep meditation, Totapuri said, that mother, that thought of Holy Mother is creating the trouble. Because he cannot transcend Holy Mother. He transcended every information. But Mother is here. So Totapuri took a piece of glass and cut it. The moment blood came out, Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi. But usually, if you stay in that state, maybe like about an hour, I do not know when I went into that state in Benares, how long I was there. But when I woke up, I remember I asked my teacher one question, where is my hand? And she said, this is your hand. Because I cannot see hand. Ganges was light, the temple was light, cows were light, people were light, tangawalas were light, horses were light, trees were light, everything is nothing but huge light. Where is your identity? And I lost completely all connection. I forgot mathematics. I was an honor student in mathematics. Math vanished from my mind. My mother vanished from my mind. My friend vanished. Ramakrishna Mission, I went there. They gave me, they allowed me to stay there, you understand? Vanished. Sannyasis vanished. Nothing was there. I am not alive, I am not dead, I don't know what I am. I was completely silenced. But I do not know how long, until my father came. And when my father took me back to Calcutta, and my mother was there, I don't know my mother. My mother started crying. She washed my feet. I didn't feel bad about it. I used to touch her feet, right? She touched my feet. I don't know. I have no recollection. Then they thought my brain was damaged. Doctors came and said, he's perfectly all right. For about a month I didn't go to college. Until slowly, doing the mantra of Shree Ramji, I came back to normal. Then I recognized that this world is very different from the real world. There are two worlds. This is not the real world. This is the world of pain and suffering. And false hopes of pleasure. False. Everything is totally false. You think you are enjoying. That is totally false. You are not enjoying. You think you're stupid, you're enjoying. Because if you enjoy, why you are going to suffer? You should enjoy. Keep on enjoying. Enjoyment comes with suffering. There's contradiction everywhere. Someone who loves you gets mad at you. Then what is the question of loving? You understand? Everywhere contradiction, contradiction. Do you want to live in contradiction, or you want to live in a universe where there is no contradiction? Upanishad takes you to that world, no contradiction. Ram Nam takes you to that world, but there is no contradiction. Well, you don't suffer. I don't want to suffer. Who wants to suffer? Nobody wants to suffer. But you have to suffer. Because you accepted the suffering. You want to suffer, that's why it's your choice. Upanishad says it's your choice. You understand? Your choice. Like Lord Krishna told Arjuna, it's your choice. I told you the Bhagavad Gita. Everything that, what you should eat, what you should not eat. That's written there. What kind of thoughts you should have, what kind of thoughts you should not, what kind of association you have, what kind of association you should not have. All these things are written in the Bhagavad Gita. Everything. But you don't want to follow. If you don't follow, it's your choice. I'm not going to force this upon you. You understand? But if you follow me, I'll take you to the world where there is no contradiction, only happiness. But nobody wants to go there. The worst contradiction And with due respect to all the mothers. What contradiction, you know what? All mothers, they love their children, true or false? Mothers love very much. But mothers ruin their children. You know, I tell you, I am very open-minded and candid and straightforward. No mother wants her son to be a Vivekananda. No mother wants her son to be a Lord Buddha. No mother, because he will renounce the world. He is not going to get married. He doesn't want children. Mother says, no. Without a family, who will take care? Gosh, who will take care? Who takes care of you? You have so many problems. You still cry. I told my mother, you still cry. No, you must get married right now. I got married when I was a teen because my mother forced me. But once I told my mother, once you get that drink, once you taste, you are not going to forget that. And that is not just encapsulins, lots of encapsulins put together. It is so sweet. I told people, there's a difference between sugar cubes and the best sweet made by the best chef in India. Once you taste that sweet, then you say, I don't need sugar cubes anymore. Everything is just tastes like, they're sweet, of course they're sweet, but sugar cubes, it will give you diabetes. And if there are some problems in your heart or in your body, some cells are not properly behaving, could lead to cancer. Those cells love sweet. They love to eat sweet. Therefore, cancer patients are required not to take glucose, because glucose is their best food. You understand? That's why cancer patients, when they suffer, they become very, very thin. Because from the fat, these cells take the glucose out. There is suffering. But then they say, oh, you get also pain. Of course I get pain. But if my mind does not record my pain, then I do not have pain. You have pain so long your mind records that pain. Oh, I've got toothache. Your mind records, oh, you have toothache. But suppose you have toothache and your mind doesn't record, then you don't have pain. Therefore, when your mind doesn't record, under what condition? When you are connected, then the mind does not record anything negative. You are happy. That brings happiness. That brings peace of mind. You understand that? Ram Nam did it to me. That's why I tell you, if you follow me, you're going to do the same thing. I'm like you. I'm no different. And therefore, going back, I told you about Allah. And Sri Ram, Krishna went to that state, and Totapuri thought Ramakrishna is going to die. He prayed and finally he touched to bring Ramakrishna back to normal life. Usually, when it goes into samadhi, you do not come back from that state. You go and the life is done. You don't need this life anymore. You don't need this body anymore. You merge with Param Brahman. Now, repeat with me. Om Pranamami Nishada Guho Sevitam Sri Ramachandram. You know what Nishad Guho? He belonged to a very low caste. Nishad Raj, he had the tribals. Nishad was the king of the tribals. But he belonged to a very lower caste. Nobody will even touch him. Sri Ramji went and hugged him. Sri Ramji said, I don't care why you are born. But if you take the name of Hari, if you take the name of the Lord, then I love you. Our teacher said that in India we have the caste system, the worst system that we use caste system and say, well, he belongs to upper caste, he belongs to lower caste. Then I wanted to know lower caste, upper, because I do not belong to the upper, but I am not a Brahmin. I am not a Brahmin. I am next to Brahmin, lower Brahmin, not Brahmin, in a Kshatriya, in that caste. Therefore, I was interested, who is a Brahmin? What the Upanishad says. Real Hinduism is Upanishad, Veda. Who is Brahmin? If you read Kaushitoki Upanishad, that Upanishad is very few pages, but it describes only who are Brahmin. It says a person who is constantly thinking of the Lord is connected Brahman. One who thinks of Brahman constantly is a Brahmin. Not otherwise. Therefore, how many Brahmins are constantly thinking of the Lord? But you call them Brahmin. That's wrong. They are not Brahmins. One who is connected with the Lord and thinks of Him seriously and talks about Him, he is a Brahmin. Because the body doesn't make the... Kaushitaki Upanishad is very nice. It's in Samveda, I think. But it explains very beautifully. Okay, therefore, I'll go back now. Nishad Guru, he was a lover of Hari. If you take the name of the Lord, then you are same as me. I take the name of the Lord. I cannot look down upon you. You do not belong to a lower caste. You belong to the highest caste. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all over India. And one person said, I belong to the lowest caste. I cannot touch you. Mahaprabhu said, you take the name of Hari. Say, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And you are purified. I'll touch you. You touch me. Name of Hari will make you know, apavitra pavitrova, sarvavastangatopiva, yasmarit pundalikakshan, savajja abhantara suchi. We say that, but we do not practice that. But one who is apavitra thinks that I'm not pure. If you think you are pure or you are impure, doesn't make any difference. If you take the name of Lord Vishnu, you are purified. You become pure instantly. Instantly. You understand? Yashmarit Pundarika. Pundarikaksha is the name of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Shree Ramji went and, when he left Ajanta, he went first to Nishad and embraced him. Om Pranamami Shugriva Banditam Sri Ramachandram. You understand? Shugriv worships Sri Ramji. Then Om Pranamami Bali Sangharakam Sri Ramachandram. You know, Sri Ramchandra killed Bali. You know this story. Rama didn't know this story, but they blame my Lord 90%. They say, well, Bali didn't do anything to Ramji. Why did Ramji kill Bali? Right? Isn't that a question that people ask? True or false? Yeah. True? You know that true, right? You know that is true. People ask, why did he kill Bali? What do you think, Nevi? People ask this question, right? Bali didn't declare a war against Ramji. Why? What Bali did? What crime Bali did? Bali had a fight with his brother Sugriv. You know, brothers sometimes do fight. Could be very serious. But Bali had no right to take away from Sugriv's wife Ruma. Bali did that. Bali did that. And Sri Ramji is not going to tolerate that kind of a crime. He will not tolerate. That is the worst sin that Bali committed. And he did similar things to others. That's number one. Number two, if you read Ramayana written by Valmiki, there was a war when Ramji said that I will get rid of Bali. Told Shukri, I'll get rid of Bali. Then Bali, there was a fight between Ramji and Bali. Bali used stones and big trees, uprooted trees, and threw towards Ramji. Ramji used his weapon, which is bow and arrow, to stop that. And Bali decided that that's not the way to fight. We don't fight like that. Therefore he said that this is not right. And furthermore, the worst crime is in the land where Hanumanji was born. Bali polluted that soil, doing those kind of crimes. You think Ramji will tolerate that? You think Ramji will tolerate? No way! No way Ramji will tolerate. Hanumanji could have given Bali a good lesson, but Hanumanji didn't want to do it. Because Hanumanji knew that Sri Ramji will do it, his Lord will do it. That's why Hanumanji didn't do it. Okay. Say Om.
Om.
Pranamami.
Pranamami.
Vibhishana.
Vibhishanam.
Urchitam.
Urchitam.
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram.
Vibhishan used to worship Sri Ramji. When people say Vibhishan was a traitor, I take serious steps against them. I get mad at them. Vibhishan, he saved Lanka. Otherwise, Sri Ramji would have destroyed entire Lanka. He saved these people from total destruction. He saved. Ravan was the king of Lanka, and he was destroying chastity of hundreds of women whom he should protect. He is the traitor, not Vibhishan. Therefore, when historians say that Vibhishan was a traitor, I took serious, step against that. I said, never say that. Vibhishan saved hundreds and hundreds of people of Lanka from the torture of Ravan. Ravan used to torture them. Say Om.
Om.
Pranamami.
Pranamami.
Shabari Ashirpadakam.
Shabari Ashipadakam.
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram.
You heard about Shabari. And you heard, when we offer food, we don't eat that. Today I came and I knew Charlie will leave. I told Hanumanji, you first touch this food. You understand? I offered everything to you. I didn't see the picture of Sri Ramji here, but Hanumanji is good enough. If Hanumanji is there, Ramji is there. You understand? But what Shabari did, do you remember? Do you know? She collected those berries and tested. And when Sri Ramji came, she said, I tested these berries. They are sweet. The berries which are not sweet, I threw them. And Ramji ate those berries. See what is the power of devotion. If the devotee eats something, God comes and eats them. It's good food. God loves that. You understand? You do not have to offer first to God. You offer first, check. You check everything. And sometimes in this regard I tell people about my own daughter. We had a temple in Charleston in Illinois, and in the temple Lord Krishna, because my daughter came and put Lord Krishna there. She knows nobody but Lord Krishna. Only one time. Lord Krishna, not even Radha, just Krishna. And she made nice chicken, Downstairs means we had a lake, near the lake, next to our home is a lake. And we asked some of our students to come. My daughter came, and she was eating chicken. chicken leg, And she liked the leg so much, she went all the way to the third floor to the temple. And she said, "What you doing?" And she offered it to Lord Krishna. I said, "Sujata, we don't put any kind of meat or, fish or anything here. It's pure vegetable." She said, "No, you don't understand. It tastes so sweet, so nice. Krishna loves it." So you don't understand what Krishna wants. That is love. And she told me, people don't understand Lord Krishna. They separate. You cannot separate God from yourself. You are connected with God through love. God is with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whatever you eat, He knows what you are eating. That's why I said, when some food this food is not good for your health, but you eat it for your taste, that means you do not love God. You ask yourself, Lord Krishna, do you like this? If Krishna says, "No, I don't like this food," then don't touch that food. Don't touch that food. That food will not be properly digested. You understand? That's why Hindus, we always offer first. But we offer only in mantra, not from the heart. True or false, you tell me? We say, "Om Brahmarvanam Brahmahavi Brahmagno Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantyabhyam Brahmakarma Samadhina Hari Om Tat Sat." We say that. You know that this came from Gyan Yog of the Bhagavad Gita. That means whatever you offer is Brahman. Whom you offer is Brahman. Who will do the processing is Brahman. The digestion, the entire event is a very holy event. We say that we don't understand what it means. We don't think of what it means. Like you go to a math class, you come to my math class, you just read these mantras and you don't understand this thing, and you go, how much you are going to learn? Learn nothing. Hinduism is not that. Hinduism is be sure to learn, be sure to understand. And I sometimes mention, I'm sorry I'm taking your time. I'm sorry I'm taking your time. But you must know that you are a Hindu and what it means. That we must understand. If we read something, we understand thoroughly. Is not Bishop true or false? True or false? You tell me. You must understand. Now, Vishal, you heard about the great saint Shukdeva? You heard about Shukdeva? One who uttered the Bhagavatam. Shukdeva told Parikshit the entire Bhagavatam in 7 days. Shukdeva was a great, great saint. But you know what Shukdeva said? I'll show you. In the Vedic mathematics book, I found that here. Shukdeva said, and telling all the children, telling everybody, if somebody tells you something, whoever this person may be, including, he said, your father, or your guru, or Shukdeva, me, Shukdeva, I tell you something, you analyze, try to find out what's the truth of it. If you see that it makes sense, accept. Otherwise, do not accept. And then he said that if a crazy guy tells you something, if a little child tells you something, if a shook bird, there's a name of a bird called shook. If the bird tells you something and you analyze, you say, yes, that makes sense, accept it. Accept provided this is logically correct. Otherwise, don't accept. I don't accept mythology unless I go into logic and see the logic makes some sense. Otherwise, I don't understand, therefore I don't accept. It may be true. Follow me? Clear or not clear? You understand? Therefore, he said that's how you become a Sanatan, a follower of Sanatan Dharma. Because there is no such thing like Hindu religion. It's really called the Sanatan Dharma. Saying Om Pranamami Shadavanga Pujitam
Sarvanga Pujitam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Agasta Upashakam
Agasta Upashakam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Sarva Munis
Sarvamuni
Pujitam
Pujitam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Abhayam
Upayam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Anogham
Anogam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Advaitam
Advaitam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Achyutam
Achyutam
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram
Now do you know what Abhayam means?
Abhaya
Abhayam, Abhay. You know,
Abhaya is fear, Abhaya is
Abhaya means fearless.
fearless.
But Abhaya means someone who cannot be explained in word or in mind. Beyond your word and mind. Param Brahman. So I worship Sri Ramchandra, who is Abhayam. Anogham means someone who cannot be defeated. You cannot defeat him. Advaitam means when you go into deep meditation, Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram,
Jai Shree Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Jai Shree Ram.
Say, Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Aprameyam
Aprameyam
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Urchismanam
Uchismanam
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Apapavidham
Apapavitram
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Aparajitam
Aparajitam
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram.
Do you understand this or you don't? Do you understand the meaning? No. Okay. Aprameyam. Aprameyam, apapavidyam. Aprameyam means, we are all prameyam. We are going to be compared with somebody. We are going to be evaluated by somebody. We are going to be challenged by somebody. But Sri Ramji is beyond that. If he makes a statement, if he tells you something, if I tell you something, you can go against me. You can say things against me. But if Sri Ramji says something, there is no power of earth or heaven can go against me. Whatever he will say, that's it. He is not bound by the laws of nature. Laws of nature are bound by his will. That's why Tulsidas said, if Ramji wants, everything is possible. If Ramji wants, you understand? If Ramji wants. And when a person is dead, Hindu priests, they said, can you ask your Ramji to bring this dead person back to life? Tulsidas said, I cannot do it. But if Ramji, because that's the law of nature, everybody will die. The law of nature. But if Ramji wants, he can bring this person back to life. You understand? And Tulsidas prayed to Sri Ramji. And the dead person came back to life. And I always give this example, because sometimes because I know Indians especially, because sometimes you think me as a Guruji. I am not a Guruji. Only Sri Ramji is your Guruji. I am Professor Dey, Dr. Dey. I am a teacher. I am a math teacher. You understand? You call me Guruji, that's okay. Hanumanji told me, if somebody calls you Guruji, or when you touch my feet, do you think you really touch my feet? Come on. Oh, I'm not going to let you touch my feet. I'm not that great that you should touch my feet. You touch my feet, I stay away. Hanumanji comes in this body and stands, and you touch Hanumanji's feet, not my feet. I don't want you to touch my feet. You understand? I am an ordinary person. Like a Shree Ramji is Aprumeva means, the example that I gave that few years ago, and I do not have the picture of this little kid who looks so pretty. I initiated his mother. His mother told me, and from Vilnius, from Lithuania, and he is recording, therefore Lithuanian people will see. You understand? Her name is Eva. She's in my Facebook. I think she's in my Facebook friend. She told me, she called me Dr. Dey. Sometimes some people call me Guruji, but most people in Lithuania call me Professor Dey or Dr. Dey, because that's how I went to Vilnius. She told me that I am married for over 15 years, something like that, and I don't have children. I want a child. And I said, that's not that I can tell you how you can get that. It's not, I'm a mathematician. I know no tricks or technique. But if Ramji wants, certainly you could be a mother. If Ramji wants. And I think after 1 year from when she got the mantra, I think 1 or 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, she got pregnant. And she sent a letter to me. I was so happy she was pregnant. But then I was counting the days when she'll get her child. After almost 8 months, around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and you add 8 hours, that's their time. 8 hours. I got a phone call from Vilnius. Her husband, Paulus, called. Baby is born, but stillborn almost, is not drinking milk. The body is becoming cold and skin becoming darkish, bluish. No blood circulation. And she was crying. He was crying. He said, Irena was the leader, said that you must call Dr. Dey. I told her, I'll go to Hanumanji right now. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. It's impossible. Hanumanji showed me that she is going to be a mother and she will be a mother. Therefore I went up and I told Paul after 20 minutes, call me back. Call me back after 20 minutes. I went, talked to Hanumanji, and I told her, the baby must be all right. And Paulus called me and said, he is fine now. Doctors, nurses are amazed, almost coming back from death. How is it possible? Do you think I did it? I'm just like you, I have no power. But I can communicate with him. And you can communicate with him. How? When you will touch this and always think, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. And always means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you are doing your mantra. And this is not the only thing. This is not the only. You will see a name, her name is Sarah Smith Span. And Sarah was the possibly first or the second person who got the Ram mantra and got the strength out of it. She lives in Eugene, Oregon. And she thinks, of course, if you talk to Sarah, Sarah will say, Dr. Dey is my God. I'm not God. I'm math teacher, Ramji. And Sarah's problem is indescribable. I have never ever heard someone in such a miserable condition. Never. Her entire female system was upside down, and she did not want to die. She said, I do not want to die. She was my student in yoga class. And she became all right. Her doctors finally said, what Dr. Dey said, follow. We have no medical treatment for that. How does it happen? When she prayed to Shree Ramji, she prayed to Hanumanji. Hanumanji is here. Hanumanji listens. And Hanumanji will take care of you. Will take care of you. Trust me. Hanumanji will take care of you. So I request you to do Ram Nam as much as possible, as long as possible. Say Jai Shree Ram!
Jai Shree Ram!
Jai Shree Ram!
Jai Shree Ram!
Therefore, if he is, as I said, just a second, I'll go back. He is that Abhayam, he can do all these things. He is Anagam, he can do all these things. He is Advaitam, he can do all these things. He is Achyutam, he can do it, all these things. He is Aprameyam, he can do it, all these things. Orchismana means bright. He is very bright. He is that brightest light. In Vedanta, they call it light of all lights. Then Apapa Viddham, no sin can touch him. There is not a single kind of sin that can touch Shree Ramji. Aparajitam, who was never defeated. Now repeat with me. Om Pranamami Anantarupam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Ananta Adharam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Ananta Bidam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Ananta Bandhim Shree Ramachandram. Now, I think Ravi will ask me, what is the meaning? You know, Ananta Rupam. He has millions and different kind of parts that he takes. You know? Ananta Adharam. The Adhar means container. Question is how infinite could be contained. Finite could be contained. Right? How infinite could be contained. Infinite is not contained. Infinite is contained by infinite. Do you understand? Infinite is contained by infinite. That means one who is infinite, if he is infinite, that means he is containing the infinite. That's why he is infinite. And if he is infinite, it is called Purna. He is Purna. Now why Purna? Purna means everything is there. If something is, if I say everything is there, everything that you can think of is there, that substance must be infinite. Because otherwise, if you think of something, oh, it is not there, so it cannot be infinite. True or false? Therefore, anything which, if you call someone Purna, it must be infinite. In Ishopanishad, it begins, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Evavashishyate. You know, what does it mean? There exists a Purna. That one is Purna. out of that Purna, another Purna has come back, has come out. Although that Purna remained Purna. Now if something comes out of something, if there is something and something comes out, then that something will be smaller. Isn't that logic? Therefore, 99% of the people of the world will say, oh, this is stupid. If something comes out from something, that something must be smaller. But here is a mathematician. She knows that if you take infinite out of infinite, what remains could be infinite. Therefore, Purna, that one is Purna, that means from Brahman, the whole universe has come. That's what it means. Now, you understand, Anantadharam, Anantabidam. He knows precisely what's happening. All these informations. Now, these are people from IT, right? These are people from IT. And they will say, how? I cannot think of how all this information can be stored. How many gigs that you need. So that all the information of the whole universe can be stored there. It's impossible, right? But if it is Ananta Adharam, that means everything came out of it. That means the origin of this is there. That means this information must be there in some form. That you are there, you are an information, there some form. I am there, I have information, I was there in some form. Therefore, if this Ananta Adhar exists, we all came from him. That's what Hinduism says. We all came from one source. Know the source, then you know everything. Then you do not have to hanker after individual information. What is Ananta Bandhing? Bandhing means fire. Ananta Bandhing means in him all the transformations are taking place, like George Camus said. Transformation. When I go from this world to another world, I go through him. He must exist. That means the Atman must be touched by him. He is the director. He will tell me where I will find something so that my desires will be fulfilled. It all goes through him. Now say, Om Pranamami Koti Surya Samam Pravamandalam Sri Ramachandram Om Pranamami Koti Chandra Samam Suvalepitam Sri Ramachandram Om Pranamami Koti Kanjasamam Supavitram Sri Ramachandram Om Pranamami Koti Kandarpasama Sundaram Sri Ramachandram. Let me tell you just the meaning. It's very, he is like Koti Surya, contained. Koti Chandra, the shine, the moonshine, you put Koti with millions and millions of all these moons together, the beauty, that's the beauty of Sri Ramji. Then Kanjo means lotus. If you put Koti, millions of lotus put together, it's a very holy sight. Sri Ramji's holiness is like that. And Koti Kandarpa is the name of God Madan. Kandarpa means God Madan of Hindu. He is the most handsome person. If you put Koti Kandarpa together, that person looks like Sri Ramachandra. He's so handsome. Then say, Om Pranamami Amito Tejasvin Sri Ramachandram Om Pranamami
Pranamami
Amita Vikramam
Amita Vikramam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Amita Shaktidharam
Amita Shaktidharam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Om
Om
Pranamami
Pranamami
Amita Birjavantam
Amita Bijavantam
Sri Ramachandram
Shree Ramachandram
Amita Tejasvi means very strong, very powerful. Amita Bikramam basically means the same thing. That he can do, there is nothing which is beyond him that he cannot do. Amita Shaktidhara means his power, his energy is infinite. If you are connected with him, you will get lots of energy from him. He will supply. Then Amita Birjavantam, the source of the storage of energy in you, in us, is finite. But in him, the storage is infinite. Then you say, Om, Pranamami,
Pranamami
Anidbachaniyam,
Anitya
Sri Ramachandram,
Shree Ramachandram
Om,
Om
Pranamami,
Pranamami
Abhishayam,
Abhisham
Sri Ramachandram,
Shree Ramachandram
Om,
Om
Pranamami,
Pranamami
Amritamayam,
Amritamayam
Sri Ramachandram,
Shree Ramachandram
Om,
Om
Pranamami,
Pranamami
Amojam,
Amojam
Sri Ramachandram.
Shree Ramachandram
I mean, Amonojam, not Amojam. Say Om Pranamami, Amonojam, Sri Ramachandram.
Om Pranam
Amonojam.
Om Pranamami
And I mean, Anit Bachanian is someone who cannot be explained in language. Abhishayam means we will only, when we discuss, there's a topic of discussion. When you talk about him, Abhishayam, he cannot be a subject of discussion. You know, people ask me, oh, you keep on talking, because he is not a subject that I'll put an end. I say, this is the subject, here it begins, here it ends. He is Abhishayam. And I am not saying anything to you. He makes me say, I say. I am like a robot. You understand? Because I cannot put a statement that it will begin here, it will end there. Like Vasishta told Shree Ramji. Like Ghora told Lord Krishna. When Krishna went to Ghora, Ghora said, the subject of Vedanta is such that you cannot say, here I am going to stop. I cannot stop. I will keep on doing. If you are tired, then you tell me I'll stop temporarily. But then again I'll start. There is no way you can say, here it stops. Because then it becomes a bishon, means a subject. It is not a subject. It is neither an object, not a subject. Then it says, Amritamaya. When the more you talk about him, the more you enjoy Amrita, enjoy true pleasure. Why? Because the word Ram, you know what Ram means? Ram means a person who gives pleasure in every cell of your body. That person's name is Ram. And Vasishta gave this name to Kaushalya's son. That your son is Ram, he is Lord Vishnu. He gives pleasure to every cell, not just to my mind. I get that. And you may say, well, I don't get it. Then I say, if I talk, I'll keep on talking because I enjoy. If you enjoy, fine. I'll force you to enjoy. Then, or monojam.
Om Manojam.
Or you know what monoj means? Mon means mind. Whatever comes out of mind is born out of mind. Something is born means like pankajam. Pankajam means something which is born in Maya, you know. That's pankajam. Like in a pond there are lots of algae and so on and so forth. whatever comes out, that's called pankajam. And pankaj means the lotus. The lotus comes out. You understand? Sarojam. Whatever is born out of sara means water. Monojam means whatever comes out of mind, means information. Or monojam means he cannot be an information. He cannot be an information. He is beyond information. Clear? But then, it's interesting. Om Pranamami Naikatmanam Sri Ramachandram. You know what Naikatmanam? No ek Atman. Although I see that he is just one, Naikatma means he is everywhere, in everything. He has become the nature. Clear? He has become. That means you cannot separate nature from him. You know, a great saint, I think in the 12th century, his name is Ramanuj, not the mathematician, Ramanuj, you know, from Tamil Nadu. He, you know, he challenged Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya said that Upanishad, Vedanta, is Advaitam. You cannot say that, Brahma is the truth. Nature is an illusion. Ramanuj came and said, nature cannot be an illusion. Nature is one with Brahman. That is called Vishishtadvaita. And we are followers of Vishishtadvaita. How? When you go into nature, when you go deep into nature, as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, then what happens to nature? Nature merges with Brahman. Sri Ramakrishna said, you cannot take the weight of a mango, you know, without the seed in it. The seed is there. Therefore, nature is one with Brahman. You cannot separate nature from Brahman. Nature is one, and the more you think of nature, nature will lead you ultimately to the transcendental state. And that is called Vishishtadvaita. And here, Naikatmanam means he has become nature. He has become everything. Then you said, Om Pranamami Nibrittatmanam Sri Ramachandram. It means he is detached. He is attached to everything, but he is detached. How? He is your soul. Because of the existence of your Atman, you are doing everything, but Atman, just like this light, is detached. Clear? Then he says, Om Pranamami Niranjanatmanam Sri Ramachandram. In nature you see pollution, but those pollutions cannot pollute him. Like all these smokes you see here. These smokes are polluting everything, but that smoke cannot pollute the sun. Do you understand? This nature, the pollutions of nature, although he has become the nature, still the pollutions of nature cannot pollute him. Like sun is there and all the smokes of the whole universe cannot pollute the sun. Then Om Pranamami Nishkamatmanam Sri Ramachandra. Ramachandra is not attached to any desire. We have desires, but he does not have any desire. Then you say, Om Bhavatitam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Mooladitam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Rupatitam Sri Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Mayatitam Sri Ramachandram. That means Bhavaditam, you cannot think of him. He is beyond your thought. Gunaditam means you cannot attach any quality to him. He is beyond your guna. Rupaditam, you cannot put a roop, a form to him. He is beyond all the roop. Mayaditam, he cannot be bound by Maya. He is beyond Maya. Then Om, Pranamami, Shruti Shagaram, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Shuchi, Srabhangsham, Shree Ramachandram, Shuchi Srabhangsham, it means one where all the mantras, regardless whom you worship, these mantras ultimately go to Param Brahman. And to Shree Ramji, whether you are using the mantra of Durga or mantra of Shiva or any god or goddess, ultimately all these mantras will go to Shree Ramji. And then you said Om, Pranamami, Shuchi Smitam, Shree Ramachandram. Shuchi Smitam means he is Nirmal. He cannot be touched by any pollution. Again the same idea. Om, Pranamami, Shuchi Brotam, Shree Ramachandram. Shuchi Brotam means who is always, Brota means, we have got some ideas, some thoughts. Shree Ramji's thoughts, Shree Ramji's ideas are always pure. There are no impure thoughts can go into Shree Ramji's mind. That means when we are attached to him, what happens? That purity will touch you. Your thoughts will be pure. You are the beneficiary when you are taking the name of Shree Ramji. Say Jai Shree Ram!
Jai Shree Ram!
Then we are almost done. Don't get tired. I don't get tired. Take his name. Say Om, Pranamami, Bhakta Priyadhanam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Bhakta Rakshakam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Bhakta Uttarakam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Bhakta Premikam, Shree Ramachandram. You understand? You understand the meaning? Ravi? Okay. Bhakta, what is called Priyodhan? Means dear. The person for whom all the devotees are his best assets of heart. He is Sri Ramchandra. Bhakta Rakshakam. You know what Rakshakam means? One who protects. One who protects the devotees with all his heart is Sri Ramji. Bhakta Uttarakam means when a devotee gets disturbed in mind, disturbed in thoughts, or does something which he should not do, if you pray to Sri Ramji, Ramji will come and save you. That's Bhakta Uttarakam. And Bhakta Premikam, he loves his devotees. What is if you say, is it the word of my mouth that he loves his devotees? You want examples? How he loves his devotees? We all read Ramayana. We read Ramayana. But you know how people read Ramayana in India? The grandmother is reading Ramayana and then halfway asleep and then falls asleep. Ram went to forest. I think this is nothing, Ram went to forest. So I ask people, why don't you go to forest for one day? See what happens. And you have no food to eat, no drinks to drink, no place to stay, nothing. And full of all kind of negative things, like there may be snakes, there may be demons and so on. Why don't you go? Stay there for one night and see what happens to you. And we say, oh, Ramji went to forest for 14 years. And then I say, hello there, Nivi, how are you doing? Is it the way to read Ramayana? You tell me. Yeah, Ramji went for 14 years. Yeah, he went there. He fought against all Khar and Dushan, all the demons and so on. He said, let me get another samosa. I have got only one. You have two, I want one more samosa. That means, you better not read that. I ask you not to read. If you read and think. Think. A prince. Not an ordinary person, not like you and me. We are beggars. We have to go somewhere to do a job so that we can make some money. Therefore, we are servants. He is the king. He can do anything he wants to. And Dasharatha didn't tell him directly, go to forest. Did not. Did not tell him. In fact, when he was in the chariot and Sumantra was driving the chariot, then Dasharatha came out. Dasharatha said, Sumantra, stop! Please stop! And Ramji was telling Sumantra, get out! Make your horses run faster. I want to get out. Why? Why, when Kaikeyi said, you go to forest, and Ramji saluted Kaikeyi and told Kaikeyi, you are my real mother. You understand the pain of my heart. Did you read that in Ramayana? You did. You did. In the Ramayana. Read Tulsidasa's Ramayana. Read Ramayana written by Valmiki. Don't read poetic Ramayana by Kalidas. He made a poem out of it. Read Tagore's Bhasha O Chanda by Rabindranath Tagore. Read that. That will make every pet right here to have a goosebump. Tagore had that feeling. Ramji went. When Ramji was ordered by Kaikeyi to leave, you know what Ramji did? Took lots of money, gold coins, told Lakshman, take these gold coins from my treasury and distribute to all people. All these Brahmins are coming, give them cows. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Why? Why he is happy? Are you going to be happy? If your father wants you to go to forest, are you going to be happy? Who is going to be happy? Not one single person. There is no one single example in the history of the world where somebody said, I'll be happy going to forest for 14 years and I'll be traveling by foot from the northern part of India to the southern border of India. Ask somebody, why didn't you walk by foot? You understand? See how he feels. And feeling hot stones, bad weather, insect field, during the monsoon, lots of insects, lots of thorns, all around. And he was walking. Can you imagine? Think of this. And you are eating samosa, and you are reading Ramayana, and say, this is very good food. No, that's not the way to read Ramayana. I disagree with you. Read Ramayana, think of Ramji, and cry. Why did he go? He goes, in Chitrakoot, there are hundreds of saints. They're all in meditation. They're waiting. They're waiting to see Sri Ramji. They're not going to come to Ajanta. Hanumanji is waiting in Rishashringa mountain. Hanumanji is not going to come to Ajanta. Shabari is there waiting. Great devotees. All the great devotees in the south. They are waiting. They said, we are waiting to see you, my Lord. I want to see you in person. Therefore, to Lord, Ajutta is nothing. Father is nothing. Blood relation is nothing. Devotees come first. Show me one of them. When Ramji left Chitrakoot, all these saints in Chitrakoot, they started crying. Young saints, they started crying. Oh, my Lord, don't leave us. Don't leave us. We will die. Then Ramji said, okay, I'll give you a boon. What is that boon? Read Bhagavatam. The boon is, in next time I'll come back again and I'll spend a lot of time with you. But now I have to go to save Vibhishan. Vibhishan is being tortured by his eldest brother. He's being tortured. Although Ravan was a great Brahmin. He did Brahmachari. He did lots of puja. But he is not following the Vedas. You understand? And Sri Ramji said that in the next time I come, I'll appear as Krishna, Lord Krishna. And you all will be gopinis. You all will be gopinis. Read that. When people tell me, oh, Krishna had gopinis, Swami Vivekananda said, give them a slap. They don't understand what gopinis are. These gopinis were all devotees. They're all great saints. And then I was challenged in a Gita society, in Indianapolis. They said, well, Lord Krishna took clothes away from gopinis. That is very bad, right? That is bad. You all think that is bad, right? I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it means. Stupid people think of this, that gopinis' clothes were taken. Gopinis' clothes were never taken. This is an allegorical story. This is a story that Shukdeva had to tell to Parikshit to make him understand the power of devotion. What happened is gopinis forgot their past history, that they were great saints. Therefore Krishna decided that I will give them, I will make them saint again. Again I'll make them saint. They'll realize their past life. Like Krishna told Arjuna, the difference between you and me, I know all my past lives. You don't. I know that. You understand? Then the story is, gopinis, they were loving, caring and all these things. And Krishna said, they must know Vedanta, the true form of religion. And therefore, when we go to the Ganges to take bath, why we go? To get purified, right? Purification process.
Yeah.
To go to Jamuna is a river like that. When gopinis went to Jamuna, it means when gopinis were in meditation, means purification, when we meditate. In simple language for ordinary people, it means going to take bath in Jamuna. Actually, they are not going to go take the bath in Jamuna, they are going to do meditation. Ordinary people don't understand that. When they were in meditation, their clothes, what are the clothes?
Right.
Those I am a gopini, I am this. Krishna took those clothes away. You are not gopini. You are one with me. You are not a gopini. Therefore that aham, the clothes of aham, of I consciousness, the clothes of ego, that I am this person. Krishna took all those clothes away. And instead of that, what he gave? He gave other clothes. So these are your clothes. And there's a symbolic picture. The picture is either blue clothes or orange clothes. Blue clothes means you are one with me. orange clothes means you are going to be a saint, a brahmachari. And Krishna started giving them that knowledge, the knowledge of Brahman. That's the new clothes. That is the story. That is the real story. Do not accept fake stories like this. You think and you meditate. Lord Krishna will come and will tell you exactly what happened. Or study Swami Vivekananda. Understand what it means. Do not compare these supreme personalities of Godhead with our ordinary people. They are not like us. Did I make it clear? They are the Gopinis, and they were, when Ramji was there, they were the great saints of Chitrakoot. Clear? Did I make it clear? Remember this. I have been challenged many times, and you are certainly welcome to challenge me any time. I'll talk to Hanumanji. Hanumanji will give me the right answer. Okay. Therefore, he is Bhakta Uttaraka. Bhaktas, devotees, they got lost. Gopinis got lost. Therefore, Krishna said, I will bring them back to the real position that they used to enjoy. Say, Om Pranamami Daitya Jalalam Shree Ramachandram. That we one who has destroyed all the demons. Om Pranamami Ravana Sangharakam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Sarvarana Jitam Shree Ramachandran. Om Pranamami Saruchapu Paninam Saruchapu Paninam Shree Ramachandran. You understand this? Sarvarana means who conquered in every time he fought, he conquered. And then it says Sarochapu Pani. He always keeps a bow and some arrows. Right? That's the way he appears. Then Om Pranamami Rameshwaram Upashakam Shree Ramachandram. You understand that? Om Pranamami Bharadvaja Ovininditam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Valmiki Banditam Shree Ramachandram. Om Pranamami Ajodhya Pritivardhanam Shree Ramachandram. Now Sri Ramachandra was worshipped by Bharadvaj, was worshipped by Valmiki, and all the people of Ajodhya, when he came back, they were absolutely delighted. They, Om Pranamami Sarvadarshinam Sri Ramachandram. He is seeing everything that you are doing. You cannot escape his eyes. He is watching you. Like one of my students wrote to me and said, one person knows the address of everybody. You know who is that person? He calls it karma. Karma knows. But we say, Sri Ramji knows what you are doing, when you are doing, everything. You may think how he can remember. His memory cells are not made of material cells. When we are working on artificial consciousness, we are trying to see whether we can develop what is called light cells. You understand? Think of that. I'll give you some thoughts around this line. I'm a very practical person. Artificial consciousness, I discussed with Charlie also, which is now the goal of computer science, IT, is can we develop memory which will consist of light cells, and I can transfer anywhere through magnetic waves. In seconds, millions and trillions of light cells made of light. You understand? You cannot say, this is the memory chip. No. This is my SIM card. No. A light cells think that this person is involved through Ramji. You understand? And someday, I do not know when we will be able to do it. I am requesting especially the Indian kids. I am requesting Vishal. I am requesting Ravi. I am requesting Arun. I am requesting him. I am requesting Nivi, another scientist, to think of this. And how you will do it. You know where it is written? Where? Where it is written? Do you know where it is written? Where some nice descriptions of this you may be able to grab. I tell you where, Nivi. Bhagavad Gita, the simplest book. I know I asked Vishal, are you reading Bhagavad Gita? Did you start reading Bhagavad Gita? Vishal, don't read as a religious book because you read and fall asleep. Like your grandparents did. Oh, read and fall asleep. You are a scientist. Read and understand. Do you understand? In India, this is done long time ago. But Indians forgot their past. We forgot. When Bhaktiar Khilji came and burnt Nalanda, Nalanda was the biggest university of the world still now. It was 10 miles long, 3 miles wide. Bihar, you know what Bihar means? A dormitory. Bihar means in Sanskrit it means dormitory. That means people go there as students. That was Bihar. Bihar completely destroyed. Bhaktiar Khilji came and burned. It took him 3 months to burn. Don't take my words. Read Indian history. You don't read history. Read Indian history and you'll find out. And the Indians are trying now to get it back. And Westerners are extremely eager to see what Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita, what they are saying. Did I make it clear? Because light can store light infinitely. Nothing else. You cannot take infinite information in a chip. You cannot do that. It's impossible. Therefore, he is Sarvadarshina. He sees everything. Now one day you have a phone and you open the phone and you'll know exactly where your son is, where your daughter is. You understand? Now, Om Pranamami Sarva Vyapinam. He is everywhere. Don't take it like theoretically. No mythological thought. He's really here. Because he's infinite. If someone is infinite, he has to stay here. Therefore, if I say Jai Shree Ram right here, he is here and accepts my pranam. He is communicating with me through my soul, which is light. Did I make it clear? Hinduism is not just you think of God and God do it, God do it. Hinduism says, you can do it. You have that ability. You are born with it. Nobody can take it away from you. And try to understand that. That is Vedanta. Thumbs up. You understand? Okay. And what is the meaning of Sarva Shastidam? Sarva Shast, one who gives you, when we are always worried and so on, if you sing Ram Nam, like, I wrote these mantras in English because of Rasali, she had some problem, and now all of them in Vilnius, these people are reading these mantras, and here also people, your friend in Delhi is reading this mantra. I asked Hanumanji to give me this mantra so that I can write it down. And not in Sanskrit, but in English, so that they are now translating into Lithuanian language. They'll publish. Now when you do that, you read it, then everybody is saying, yes, I'm finding peace in my mind. And that is called Sarva Sasthiram. It will make your heart peaceful. What is the advantage? What is the advantage? Your blood pressure goes down. Your heart rate becomes normal. Do you understand? Isn't that a great thing that you get without going to a doctor? In fact, all the organs, what's his name? Emily. Emily got rid of her diabetes. Emily is an American girl. She never heard the word wrong. She said that her diabetes, juvenile diabetes was gone. Why? Because with this name, body comes down, relaxes, and it relaxes, all the organs get back their strength. And Sarva Morshinam, he tolerates everything. When it is absolutely intolerable, like it is something which is totally immoral, cannot be tolerated, then Shree Ramji will come and destroy. Just like, Lord Vishnu, in all the mythological ideas, like Bharava Avatar, he destroyed Hiranyaksha. Like Vishnu appeared Nrsimha Avatar and destroyed Hiranyakashipu. But you are in computer science, right? You are in computer science? Electrical engineering and computer science. You go into IT. If a kid comes to you and says, how do you explain Nrsimha Avatar? This is just mythology. I don't believe that. What you'd say? You say, well, maybe you think it is mythology or you think there is a science in it. What's your opinion? There's a science in it, my son. Science. Pure science. You know what that is? Prahlad told Hiranyakashipu that you see this stone pillar? Consciousness. Vishnu means consciousness. If you translate consciousness into Sanskrit, the word will be Vishnu. Vishnu means one who babishtas everywhere, who penetrates. Therefore, in this wall, consciousness exists. And one Hiranyakashipu said, do you think in this pillar your Vishnu is there? Prahlad said, yes. Why? Because Prahlad is a jnani. Once you get that knowledge of Brahman, you can see him, you can witness. There is nothing which exists without him. When Hiranyakashipu kicked with all his power to break that pillar, out of that pillar, Lord Vishnu took the form of Nrsimha Avatar and killed Hiranyakashipu. This may not be a historic fact, but this is absolutely a logical fact. Do you understand? Absolutely a logical fact. There is logic in it. Vedanta accepts that logic. Now, say Om, Pranamami, Samadarshinam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Samochitvam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Samabhavam, Shree Ramachandram, Om, Pranamami, Samsiddham, Shree Ramachandram. He observes everything, Samadarshina. Samochitvam. He is always very quiet. He told Ravan, I'm killing you because I'm very mad at you. I'm not mad at you. Because it has to be done. it has to be done. Samobhavam, he treats all equally. But although he treats all equally, devotees are special to him. If you become a devotee, you are special. Then Samsiddham means without him, he got siddhi, that means he got success in every aspect of life that he led. Everywhere he was successful. Om Pranamami Vishadharam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Vishwavarenyam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Vishwa Retasam Shree Ramachandram Om Pranamami Vishwabhaham Shree Ramachandram. Vishwadhara means he is taking the whole universe, he is holding the whole universe. Shree Ramachandra. Vishwavarenyam, he is respected everywhere in the whole universe. Vishwavarenyam. Vishwaretasam, out of him the whole universe came into existence. Vishwabhaham, he is holding the universe with his muscles, using his muscles of his hands. Then you say, Om Pranamami Mahajoginam Shree Ramachandram. Why he is Mahajoginam? He is Mahajoginam means, think of this, that when you have nothing and you say, well, I sacrifice, it doesn't mean anything. You say, I sacrifice everything. Gee, you had nothing to begin with. What do you sacrifice? But if you say, you have the kingdom, you have the palace, you have so much gold, and you say, I don't need it, then it is really sacrifice. Therefore, there are lots of yogi Purus, they have nothing to sacrifice. They are poor to begin with, born in poor families, but they are yogi, they sacrifice. Whatever they had, they sacrifice. They are yogi. But Ramji is Mahayogi, greatest, because he had everything, and he sacrificed everything. He must be Mahayogi. Clear or not? That's why he is Mahayogi. And then, Om Pranamami Mahagyaninam Shree Ramachandram. Why he is Mahagyani? There are lots of Gyani, means one who has the supreme knowledge, great knowledge. But who is Mahagyani? Mahagyani is that person who acquired this knowledge, not only the process in which we acquire Gyan knowledge. Mahagyani is who acquired the process being just in existence. I acquired knowledge because I have to study. You acquired knowledge, you study. Therefore, we are Gyani, we become Gyani. But Mahagyani is, he acquired knowledge because he just existed. That means he is total knowledge personified. That is Vedanta. That person is Mahagyani. Because every kind of knowledge is within his control. Clear? Mahagyani. And then you go, Om Pranamami Mahatapashyin Shree Ramachandran. Why he is Mahatapashyi? Yesterday I explained. Tapashyi means one who is doing meditation. He is a tapashyi. Why Ramji is Mahatapashyi, greatest of all the tapashyi. Valmiki was a great tapashyi. Vashishta was a great tapashyi. Jabal was a great tapashyi. All these people were great tapashyi. But why Ramji was greater than all these people? Why? Because if you think of Valmiki's background, if you think of Vashishta's background, When you think about any saint's background, the saints use tapasya, means penance, to go to that state. Ramji knew from the very birth that he is detached. He doesn't need any gold. He doesn't need any property. He doesn't need any association with beautiful women. He does not. Therefore, he must be the greatest of all the tapashis. You see, yes? So, you're so sweet. He's my best friend. Do you understand why Mahatapashi? He is the greatest of all the tapashi. He was born like that, inborn. Like Sri Ramakrishna talked about Swami Vivekananda. He was inborn. He was a great tapashi. He didn't like it. If you read Kathopanishad, sometimes I mention that. Kathopanishad there's a dialogue between Nachiketa and Jam. Read that Upanishad, a very small Upanishad. You know, all the Upanishad, not only few pages, but you have to spend possibly months to understand the Upanishad. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa wanted to know what is beyond death, what is death and what is beyond. And in order to know that, he must get Brahmagyan. And Jam was not ready to give him Brahmagyan. Jam said, I will give you 1,000 years of youth. 1,000 years. You will look young and you will rule. Nachiketa said, I don't need it. Someday I will die. Jam said, yes, someday you will die. He said, 1,000 years will pass. Then Jam said, I will give you 1,000 dancing girls. Will dance around you all the time and keep you happy. You know what Nachiketa said? Read Kathopanishad. Said, oh God of death, keep these girls with you. I don't need your gold. I don't need your longevity. I don't need the association of these beautiful ladies. I don't need it. I want to know what is there beyond death. The Brahmagyan. Then Jam said, you are qualified. And Ramji, from the very birth, said, I don't need this. I don't need anything. I need to know that truth. And sometimes these people are called Ishwarakoti. But my idea is, Ramji created Ishwarakoti. But he is beyond Ishwara. What he is, we don't know. My mind cannot reach that state. My mind is beyond that. Sometimes I think Ramji is the father of God. Because I do not know. I cannot reach that state. It is beyond my power, beyond the power of all the saints. That's why Mahatapashya. But at the same time, you say, Om, Pranamami, Maharajanam, Shree Ramachandram. He is one of the greatest kings ever born. You understand? Say Om, Pranamami, Vishwabhashakam, Shree Ramachandram. Who is Vishwabhashakam? One who gives light to the whole universe. He is the light of all lights according to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Therefore, with his light, the whole universe is lighted. Om, Pranamami, Vishwapariprajakam, Shree Ramachandra. He is traveling all over the whole universe to bless his devotees all the time. Om, Pranamami, Vishwabijitam, Shree Ramachandram. He created the Karan Sagar, out of which is the seed, the sea, the ocean of seeds. We all came from Karan Sagar. He created that. That means he created, he is the bishop. Bij means seed. The seed came from Sri Ramji. Say Om, Pranamami, Vishwabijitam, Sri Ramachandra. He has conquered the whole universe. If you know him, you know everything that's happening in the universe. Then say Om, Pranamami, Virupakshatmanam, Sri Ramachandram. You know, the meaning of Virupaksha means, meaning of Viru. Oh, you're so nice now. Virupaksha, the name of Mahadeva. The Atman, the soul of Mahadevam, is one with Sri Ramji. That's why he is Virupaksha Atmanam. Hanumanji's soul is Sri Ramji. That is Virupaksha Atmanam. Say Om, Pranamami, Videyatmanam, Sri Ramachandram. You know, it means when an Atman, a soul, will be born, or what will happen to that, this is conducted by the wish of Sri Ramji. Om, Pranamami, Vijitatmam, Sri Ramachandram. He has conquered the hearts of all. How? When you pray to him, when you meditate on him, he will give you so much happiness, so much, tons of happiness, that you will say, Ramji, I belong to you and nobody else. And nobody else. Like Tulsidas said. Say Om, Pranamami, Vishuddhatmanam, Sri Ramachandram. When someone, Ramji was born, that means what happened? Pollutants of nature put some pollutants in our mind, right? Our mind gets somewhat polluted. Sri Ramji's Atman will ever stay pollution free. That's why Vishuddhatmanam Sri Ramachandra. Say Om Punnaham Om Punnaham Om Punnaham. It means I repeated Sri Ramji's mantra 108 times. I am Punno. Punno means I am pure. I am pure. Then Om Riddhantu. Om Riddhantu. Om Riddhantu. Riddhi means absolute attainment of absolute truth. I have attained the state of absolute truth with the help of Sri Ramji. Say Om Sri Rama. He Kevalam. Om Sri Rama. Kripahi. Kevalam. I want Sri Ramji's grace and nothing else. Om Shanti. Shanti. Hari Om. Tat Sat. Yes. Now you can take it.